Welcome to my channel. I am Prince Amir. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you like what you hear. I wanted to tap in real quick. Had some thoughts on my mind. Thought I'd share it. First thing I want to talk about is internet thugging. Internet thugging or internet trolls is something that we see a lot of in society today, where people are reinventing themselves online. They're totally different than who they are in real life. They thugging out here. They tough. They talk that talk. They're very opinionated. They say what comes to their mind, damn the consequences. And mainly because there are no consequences. Before the internet, before a comment section, it was the phone. You know what I'm saying? People used to be phone gangsters. They would talk real tough over the phone. They would be talking shit about beating your ass when they see you. And when you saw them, all that tough talk was gone. But the internet allowed people to come in contact with people that they otherwise would never come across in their entire lives. Coming in contact with people on the other side of a country or in another country altogether. And what that allowed for people to do is feel safe, to feel comfortable, to be who they truly are. And a lot of people are terrible. They're truly pieces of, you know what I'm saying. They're not nice. They're not kind. They don't have a lot of love in their heart. They got a lot of hate in their heart. Primarily, they're mad at themselves. They mad at their mama. They mad at their daddy because their mama and their daddy wasn't shit. And they mad at, like I said, themselves because they know they ain't shit. And so they spread that around to a lot of people. And they have harsh criticisms for people that are trying to do good in the world and trying to better themselves and improve themselves and put themselves out there. And they overly criticize these people. Specifically, it's usually a group of people that can't do what it is that you're doing. When you try to do something, you have a lot of critics that wouldn't dare do the thing that you're doing. Even on YouTube, you have some people that can turn on the camera and they can talk about particular topics and they may have an opinion and they share their opinions or they share their experience, and you have people that jump in the comments and have negative things to say. Criticisms of that person. And criticisms aren't all bad. Criticisms can be good. It does give a person an opportunity to see things about themselves that they otherwise may have missed, or it also gives them an opportunity to improve. And so if you maybe have an opinion and someone disagrees with that opinion, they can critique your analysis of a particular issue, and that gives you an opportunity to grow, to learn what you didn't know. Or it challenges you to dive deeper into certain topics to get a better understanding of it before you go and plug up your microphone and start talking about stuff. But thank the Lord we live in America, where we have this thing called free speech, and everybody or anybody can get on the internet, turn on a camera, and start talking about whatever they want to talk about. And they can share that with the people. But when you put yourself out there to the public, you do open yourself up to the internet thugs. You open yourself up to the criticism. And likely, when you get enough traction, when you get enough notoriety, or you get enough motion, people start to see you, start to hear what you have to say, they will come for you. They will be in your comments. They may even make videos about you, totally trashing you. And you're going to have to eat that. But I want you to know that you can't take it to heart, because a lot of these people feel comfortable to say the things that they say, to be overly critical or even harsh, or even they become bullies as well, right? And they feel comfortable to do this because they're insulated. They're so protected. They're not only it's like the phone, the internet, the platform, all of these different layers where they feel safe. They're in their house. They're safe. But these same people, just know that they would never criticize you in person in the same way. And so my challenge for the internet thugs, now, there are some people on the internet that I've observed that are very harsh, they're very stern, they're very direct, and they're critical. And it's not always constructive criticism. Sometimes it's downright nasty. But here's the thing. These people, they really about that life. And I respect that, right? I respect a person that say they'll slap the out of you, and when they see you, they actually slap the shit out of you, right? I respect that. That's an honest person, and I respect the criticisms from that person. I hold their criticisms at a higher level than other criticisms, because if they are telling the truth about slapping you, they're probably telling the truth about their evaluation about what it is you're doing, right? Their evaluation might be true. It might be something you need to work on, right? They're probably being honest about the way that you live in your life. You might need to make adjustments. You might need to go in the mirror and check yourself out and make sure you're not out here looking crazy. So, yes, but most internet thugs, gangsters, they not about that life. In reality, they pussies. They bitches. They weak. They not really that tough. And so most of the time, the real tough people, you'll find them to be the more quiet, more docile, more controlled individuals in most instances, right? That doesn't mean everybody. There are some guys that are very boisterous, real reckless with the things that they say. They talk real tough, and you know what they do? They show up to your home, or they show up to your place of business. They say, let's meet up, and they crash out and somebody dies, right? You got some fools out here banging on the internet thugging in real life, arguing over some content, and somebody loses their life as a result of it. Nonsense, foolishness, dumb shit. And so don't fall into that trap. I could put you in here. My daughter just pulled up on me
with some Chick-fil-A.
Oh, you got something for me? No.
I'll see you guys later.
Save me a bite. That's Princess Nayla. All right. Like I was saying, don't fall into the trap of internet thugging. Stop procrastinating. Stop hesitating. Stop overthinking. Sometimes you just got to turn on the camera and press record, and you just got to put that joint out. You just got to do it. Nike did a whole marketing campaign. It's still relevant today. It said, just do it. That is how you start the journey. That's how you move towards success, right? It's movement. It's the action. Don't overthink the things don't overthink about how you're going to achieve your goals. Just do it. Just move in the direction. Just take action. That's what it's all about. It's about taking action. Because no amount of planning is going to make something happen, right? The thing that actually makes the thing happen is the work. The action. Doing it. Just do it. You got to just stop procrastinating, turn on the camera, and get to it. I bring this up because I've had ideas about sharing my thoughts on YouTube, making content for years, different ideas. And I would always say, I think I should do this. Or I would tell people like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm thinking of doing this. Or I'll say I'm about to do this. Right? And I got mad at myself years ago. I basically said that I was an about to do ass nigga, right? About to do stuff, constantly about to make it, about to be rich, about to be productive, about to get that job, about to get that degree. Are you an about ass nigga? right? Are you maybe I shouldn't say, nigga or ass. Are you a about to make something happen type of person? That's more professional. You'll rock with that. Are you always about to win, but always find yourself losing? That's because you procrastinate. That's because you don't complete tasks. You keep starting and you never finish. If you play video games, are you the type of person that start a bunch of new video games and you save it in the middle and just start playing a new video game and you never finished and completed the game? Have you ever beat a game? All your games saved? How many memory cards and saves you got on particular games you never completed? Because you's an I never finish anything ass nigga or person. Right? Don't be that type of person. And so anyway, I stumbled upon some notes. And these notes were like, these are ideas. If I ever do a podcast, or if I ever turn my camera on and I start talking, this is what I'm going to start. I should talk about this. Why? It was an idea. It was a thought. But I never did it. Until now. Because it's never too late. It's never too late, baby. Turn the camera on and get it popping. Popping on. Shout out to Chris Breezy. He just came to my city. They said the concert was crazy. I, for one, did not go myself. I had work to do. I was out here getting paid. Getting paid and getting laid. The getting paid part, the getting laid. Mind your business. Anyway, next thing I want to touch on is, wow, this is an old thing, but I had an opinion about it. This is years ago. I was very race conscious as a black man in America, so-called black man in America. I was very race conscious to a degree. I had certain sensitivities based on the content that I was consuming on the internet, on the news, and a part of me was impacted by some of the stuff and the rhetoric that was being thrown around on both sides, whether it's the liberal perspective, the blackity blacks, or conservatism, or racist folks, so on and so forth. But a question that I asked based on things that were happening at that time was, how should black Americans go about improving their lives in America? And in contrast to all the things that black people in this country, so-called black people, have done in terms of the progress that we've made as Americans in this country, contrasting that with Asian people. I think at the time I had this question, there was the Asian hate bill. I guess this wasn't that long ago, but if you all remember the Asian hate bill, this was a bill that was brought forth to Congress and passed that basically made it a hate crime to target Asians and to treat them bad or whatever was happening. This was around the time of the coronavirus. This was around that time where people were allegedly attacking Asians and treating them badly because of the perception that this particular sickness was caused by them, right? And they made a whole law to say, hey, you can't, if you do anything negative towards these Asian folks, it would be, the situation would be ugly for you. You could be prosecuted. It wasn't civil rights. It was more prosecutorial. Like you can end up in jail, like, and the consequences were pretty harsh from what I gathered from what people were surfacely talking about. But I don't recall any Asian people marching. I just don't remember. Like, how did they do that? How did Asian people in America come together and insist that this law get passed, and it just got done immediately? because I've seen black people in America fight for certain rights, and for decades say that they're still fighting for these rights and they don't have these rights and they're oppressed in this country. I've seen decades of people having grievances and bringing them to the forefront and arguing about doing something and making adjustments and putting forth legislation and things being either just not passing, not kind of not making it, not getting done, outright rejection of certain ideas and concepts. And here comes along an Asian hate bill, and it's just bam, just like that. And I ask myself, and because what I'm used to seeing, I'm used to really seeing one group or one kind of ideology in America protest, like demand the government to do certain things for you or to make certain things right. We have things like black people are asking the government to pay them reparations. There's affirmative action, the Civil Rights Act, all of that, right? And I grew up seeing marches, protests, boycotts, all of these different things, and I didn't see that from the Asian community. I didn't see none of that activity, and so I was confused at how quick the law just bam, just passed. And I'm like, damn, when did they lobby to do that? Right? And that's the key word. Did they lobby? Did Asians quietly hire a lobbying firm and they go to Congress and lobby the people and they got that bad boy done? It was like no resistance. And I was like, interesting. So I asked myself, how should black people go forward to improve their lives in America? Should they even be asking the government for anything? Do they need the government's help in order to improve their lives? Or can they do it themselves? I, for one, say, I depend on me to improve myself. And I tell anybody, especially the government, just move out of my way. Just get out the way, man. Just you slowing me down. You slowing me up. And you got too many rules and regulations. As long as I ain't stealing and breaking no crazy laws, just leave me alone. Stop constantly raising my taxes on my property. Stop trying to steal the money that I'm working so hard to accumulate and build wealth so I can leave something for my family and take care of everybody. Let me take care of my family. I don't need the government to take care of it. Never been on food stamps. Could I have qualified for food stamps? There was a period of time where your boy was eating green beans and ramen noodles every night, baked potatoes and peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You feel me? There was a time where it was real tight. Never been on food stamps. You know why? I could work, and I did. I got to it. I worked. I went to school. I got a professional career. And then I worked. 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, side hustles, businesses. I grind. Why? Because my family needed to eat. I needed to eat. And I like nice things. I used to play video games. I wanted all the new video games, right? And video games are expensive. It's been a while since I gamed. I guess I grew out of that. So I'm on my grown man wave right now. But yeah, that's the question. What do you think? How should we go about it? Should we be lobbying the government? Should there be lobbyists, right? How do lobbyists actually operate? Should there be protest? Because I'm be honest with you. Me personally, I think protesting is dead. I think protesting are for dusty people, for the losers, for the downtrodden, and for the people that shall never reap anything or get results. I think people that the quiet are not protesting, they're just winning. They're just getting results. And so I don't believe in all of that marching and the protest. I don't think it's effective. I think for the most part, because it's so ineffective, I think the people in power don't even respect it. All they got to do is manipulate you to get you to calm down. They don't have to give you truth. They don't have to give you the thing that you actually want. They don't have to give you results. You don't know what results look like anyway. If you did, you wouldn't be protesting. You would just be winning. And so those that protest, I don't think y'all ever get what y'all want. Y'all get pacification. Y'all get empty promises. It's like a chick asking a nigga. It's like a woman asking a guy, do you love me? After she's already given over everything that he was trying to get out of her. Do you love me? And he like, yeah, of course I love you. Right? Now come over here and get back in his bed. Do that thing that I like. Right? Now she asking him, do you love me? He done already got everything out of you. And what he gonna tell you the truth? He gonna say, nah, actually, I don't really love you. I'm just, having a good time with you. Now, some dudes will do that. And the woman crashes out and she's bewildered. She's like, what? Confused, can't believe it. What do you mean you don't love me after I did all of this? Because she believes that her body was the most valuable thing that she could have added and given over to a man. She thought that was the thing of great value, and she found out that it didn't mean that much to him. It meant enough for him to lie and deceive her and come at her and get what he wanted out of her, but it wasn't enough for him to love her. So I say that to say, Black Americans, white Americans, yellow Americans, brown Americans, all my fellow Americans, to improve your lives, the best way to go about it is it's not really to make a bunch of noise and protest. That's what like spoiled children do. And depending on the type of parents you got, that ain't gonna work anyway. Now, if you got a weak parent, you might get something out of them. But I don't want my government to be weak. I don't want the people in power to be weak. I want them to be strong because they're a representation of me and the nation that I come from. And I want my nation to be strong. I want the people in the nation to be strong. So I don't want a country that will just give themselves over to people just because they whining. Because the people that can't do for themselves, their ideas are probably bad. That's the other thing. The reason why your life sucks and why you losing is not because you're oppressed. It's not because the boogeyman is holding you down. It's not because you're unlucky. It's not because you don't have talents. It's not because you were born ugly. It's not because of where you live. It's not because you ain't got no money. It's because your ideas suck. Your whole way of looking at things is just bad. Winners win. Losers lose. The good news is just because you lost yesterday don't mean you got to lose today. Do something different. Pick yourself back up. Get your life together. Okay. I'm a little hoarse. I lost my voice a couple days ago. I need to drink a little hot tea. But yeah, that's what I think. I think if you want to improve your life, you just need to work hard. Work not just hard at work or on your job, but work hard on yourself. What does that mean? It means you should be improving every aspect of your life. You should be improving your health, okay? Don't be an unhealthy person. Don't be a person that does nothing but put poisons in your body. You know what poisons are? Alcohol is a poison. Drugs are a poison. Food can be a poison, right? Don't just poison your body all day and every day and don't do anything that's healthy. Treat food like medicine, like it's life. Treat your body like a temple. Take care of it. Exercise. But don't just feed your mind, feed your spirit. What's your spiritual regimen? What do you believe in? What type of relationship do you have with the universe, the creator, with God? What's your spiritual background? What's your faith? Have something. What else? Oh, obviously, feed your mind. You should be constantly always improving your mind, improving the knowledge that you have. Don't just learn things on a surface, superficial level. Find something that you're passionate about and become an expert. Listen, A lot of people think that they're not capable of being an expert at anything because they accept that they're ordinary, they're regular. But even an ordinary, regular person can become an expert at a thing if you put the time in. Okay? Stop trying to microwave your skills and your career. Try to throw it in a microwave, put it on 2 minutes, you think it's going to come out hot and popping. It's not. It takes real time to develop skills to the point of being an expert. And you can't skip steps. There are no shortcuts, right? So just put the work in. Work on yourself. Work on your health. Work on your mindset. And life will improve. You'll start to win. You won't be able to help it. Well, here's the thing. You still got to make good decisions. You can't be a piece of shit. Okay? You still got to make good decisions. To a degree, we are a summation of the choices and decisions that we make. Good and bad. Okay. Next topic. How long is this video? Oh, we only 27 minutes in. How y'all like my get up? This is what I wore to the office today. I'm on my professional stuff. Normally, I'll just throw a t-shirt on in my jeans and I pull up in the office. I get my work done in the back and then I go home. But I think I should show up with the dress shirt, the shirt and tie. We're going to do this for a week. All right. We just going to keep cooking on this video. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Mama Bear.
Your booty call was yesterday.
Excuse me?
Yep, your booty call was yesterday.
I didn't have a booty call. That's not a thing. Yeah, don't be you don't know who could be around me and you just saying stuff. You don't know if I got you on speakerphone.
Don't put me on speaker. Everybody knows that. I would embarrass you.
Yep. You sure would embarrass me. No, I'm not on speakerphone, but I am recording on YouTube right now, but
You just text me yes or no.
I didn't see your text message. I just saw you. I just
sent you a text message.
Oh, is today a good day to come by? Yeah, come through. Bring all that food with you.
I am.
Okay, excellent. Hey, I read all those letters and it's nothing.
It's nothing?
It's nothing. They just letting you know what's happening. So because you qualify for Medicare B, you have to pay the premiums, which is $185 a month, and they're gonna basically take that out of your Social Security starting the 15th of this month.
They told me I didn't have to pay that. I wasn't going to. I paid another amount, 100 and something for the year for 6 months.
No, $185 a month coming out of the that you get for Social Security.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
They must have changed their mind then.
I mean, listen, they making cuts. Our entitlement programs in the country are depleting the government's resources and causing us to go into debt. Well, we're already in debt, but it's getting ridiculous. So we have to make some cuts and make some adjustments.
For something. I'm gonna see if I can find the letter. I'm gonna let you read what I just paid.
Okay. All right. Well, you gotta. So a lot of those letters were old too. So you might have if you just paid something, those letters were dated last month. They were like July.
I just paid something.
Okay, so it might be a little different. But
yeah, they said I didn't owe but nothing but but 6 months. I paid it up in advance.
Okay.
I didn't even go monthly. I went and paid 6 months.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll bring it.
Okay. I'm sure Liz hungry,
I got a full menu.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm gonna move in and I'm cooking and cleaning, I don't need to be paying rent. I need to be like your daughter. 2 women on payroll by you.
Nah, see, I'm gonna have to put you out. Everybody about to start paying. Nah.
You can't make me pay and then have me cooking and cleaning too.
What?
'Cause
Cooking
your
and
daughter won't clean.
cooking and cleaning. Hold on. Listen.
Yeah,
First of
you
all,
told me I need you to
hold
cook and
on.
clean.
First of all, I clean myself. I take care of myself.
You
Okay.
the one said that I gotta cook and clean.
Yeah, and I said, hey,
Out of your mouth.
and I said, come, and you gotta put that bread in the bank too. Yeah, I want that money too.
I'm not one of those hoes. I'm your mama.
Wow. So I told you what I told the chick. She
Yeah,
said
I'm your mama. And
she
I'm
said she was
mama.
looking for a place to stay. I said I got a room for
The
rent.
only thing that you lack from your mama is breastfeed the titty. That's it.
Mate, you should have gave me the titty then. See what happened when you don't breastfeed your kids? You see what happened? Listen, I got a room for you to rent. Now, first of all, listen, hold on. First of all, you didn't hear my proposal. My proposal was,
I didn't hear your proposal. You told me your proposal.
yeah, I told you I'm gonna take that money, but I'm not gonna spend it. I'm basically putting money up for you because you don't have the discipline to do it yourself. So the money isn't. Yes, I did. I said you can do it. I said you gonna give me that. No. I said you give me the 800, and you could do whatever you want with the rest of the money. And I'm gonna put that 800 to use. Cause you, first of all, listen. When you in my house, you're a part of my empire. And so all money that comes to the empire is for the benefit of its subjects. What are you talking about? Give me all the money so that for the greater good. For the empire.
You've been listening to them motivational stuff.
No, it's not. This ain't motivation. This is what's in my.
Just like them, because I've listened to them.
Just like who?
Exactly.
Just like who? This is what's in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I am the emperor, Prince Amir, the great one, and everyone must subject themselves to the greatness of the empire. You got to play your position, but the empire shall provide. Don't worry about it. Life is great in this empire. Life will be great, but you can't hold back from the empire. You feel me? But anyway, Ma, I'm gonna see you when you get here.
Okay.
I'm super hungry.
We gotta collect some money from some people. They $40-something for one necklace set, another $10, and another $10, and another $10.
Okay.
I'm collecting.
All
On my
right.
way home.
Get your hustle on. I see you. I see you, baby.
All right.
All right, Ma. Love you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. That was the mama. That was my mama. Oh, shout out to moms. I didn't know what I was going to do for dinner. You saw Nayla, Princess Nayla. She came in with some Chick-fil-A. She didn't have any for me, and she enjoying that. But I got some home-cooked food. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be lovely because I'm extremely hungry. But we putting work in. We get into it. Went to work this morning. I was kind of productive. But I have caught up on a lot of my emails that I was kind of backed up on. I did a little bit of that last night. I did my live stream. I'm going to go live again today. I just wanted to turn on my camera. And you know what? I wanted to knock out these topics. Next topic, okay? Next topic I wanted to touch on is the prodigal son. What about the prodigal son? If you know the story of the prodigal son, this is a biblical story, okay? Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of God, okay, Jesus Christ, he gave a parable or a story of the prodigal son, okay? And in this story, I feel like I should read it. I just feel like I should read it. So we gonna go ahead over here and actually read this. Let me pull this up. And which screen should I use? This one? Yeah, we'll use this one. You're just gonna Google prodigal son. Boop, boop, boop. It should pull up the, okay. Apparently there's a lot of movies and episode with that same title. I gotta actually type in Bible so it takes us there. We got the NIV for the sake of dramatization, we gonna go ahead and pull up that King James. That King James. See, King James. Is this the new King James? Then he said, a certain man had two sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, no. That sound. We want that old English. We want that old boy. '21st century King James. Nope. I want that dramatic old English. Come on. Where you at? English stand. Nope. Where we at? There it is. Boop. Let's go. Let's go ahead and increase this font size because that old English I don't really read that. Okay, so the story of the prodigal son, straight from the Bible. We're going to read it real quick, and I want to make some points about it. It says, and he said, a certain man had two sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. Okay? We're going to pause. We're going to explain. So you have a father. He has two sons. Okay? The younger of the sons said, Dad, you got a lot of stuff. Whatever it is that you saving up for me and my brother that you going to give us, give me mines today. Right? He said, divide it. Whatever you got, that inheritance, I don't want to wait for you to die. You looking too vibrant. You too happy. You don't look like you falling away anytime soon. And I'm trying to live it up. YOLO, my boy. And he says, Dad, give me mines today. And he gave it to him. Right? And it said the son took everything, all of it together, and he went far away. Right? It's like a dude today. It's like a young man here in Detroit getting his inheritance and going over there to Thailand. You feel me? Going all the way to China, going somewhere where he heard that they probably was selling box for the low, right? And he went out there, and that's what his intentions are, to wild out. As you say, it said he wasted his substance with riotous living. Your boy was partying. He was having a good time, okay? But he said he wasted his substance. He wasted everything he had just partying, having a great time. Okay, let's continue to read. It says, and when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And when, wait. First of all, these glasses ain't really working, so we gonna. Says, and he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his. Boy, this old English is crazy. And listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I thought it would be a little bit sweeter, but I just feel like the words is not well received. So what we gonna do is sheesh. Let me start this over real quick. We just gonna keep it basic. So it says, then Jesus said, a man had two sons. The younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of the estate that will belong to me. So he divided his assets between them. After a few days, the younger son gathered together all he had and left on a journey to a distant country. And there he squandered his wealth with a wild lifestyle. Then, after he had spent everything, a severe famine took place in that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and worked for one of the citizens of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He was longing to eat the carob parts the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. All right, so Yes, your boy go to his dad and say, "Give me my inheritance today." He goes out to a far country. He party. He blows everything. Times get real tough in that country. He thought he was gonna be able to just make it happen, but he left his father. He left his father's house probably before he learned everything, probably before he completely got everything he needed from his father, that tutelage. And he went out there and he fell flat on his face, and your boy was hungry. And so he eventually finds somebody in this country and he say, "Listen, let me just work for you. I'm hungry. I'm out here." And my man looked at him and said, "Man, you are dusty." He said, "You dusty, and go feed my pigs in the fields. That's all the skills you got. You got no skills. I seen you out here partying and throwing money and simping out and throwing all your money at the hoes. Yeah. We gonna send you into the field and you gonna feed these pigs." He out there working in the field and he's feeding the pigs. And he looking at the pigs eating. You ever seen the pigs eat? And they just eating the slop, and the slop is disgusting. He looking at the slop that the pigs is eating, and his mouth is watering. He like, "I'm so hungry. If I could just get a bite." And let's keep it a buck. Did he eat with the pig? He probably scooped up something. He probably was trying to eat with the pigs, but the other people there was like, "Hey man, get out of there. You can't eat that. That's for the pigs." Because it said they gave him nothing. So he was looking at what the pigs was eating. Probably looked at somebody like, "Man, if I could just get a scoop." They said, "No. Nah, where your money at?" Because it was a famine. Remember, it was a famine. So everybody was pretty much hungry. So wasn't nobody giving them nothing. No handouts whatsoever. And we'll read further on. He says, "But when he came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired workers have food enough to spare? But here I am dying from hunger. I'll get up and go to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired workers.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still long away from the home, his father saw him, and in his heart went out to him. He ran and hugged his son and kissed him. Then his son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his slaves, Hurry, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let us eat and celebrate, because this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And so they began to celebrate. Let's talk about it. So the boy came to his senses. He like, bro, what am I doing out here? I'm out here hungry. I'm looking at pigs. My daddy is rich. His dad was rich. He said, my dad got workers that got plenty of food. My dad's workers are rich. They got so much food, they can share it. They be giving the folks like, hey, you down on your luck? I got you. And they just the workers, right? And he said, man, I'll just go back to my dad and say, Dad, I'm sorry, I messed up. I sinned against you. I took the inheritance. I tricked it off on hoes. I crashed out. I partied. I've been sleeping in the fields. I've been trying to steal food from pigs. Life is bad. And so I'm going to let him know, just make me a worker. Just give me a job, please. And I'm going to get back on my feet and I'm going to just work it off, right? And so he goes to his father. He humbled himself. He humbled himself. He goes all the way back home to his father. Let me pause for a second. All over the internet, I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos and reaction videos of a lot of people talking about how hard it is to survive and that they're losing their jobs and that they're getting evicted and they can't pay their rent. Men and women crying on the internet that they done got laid off and that the economy is they say the economy is terrible. I, for one, think the economy is good. I think they're just spoiled and bad with money. I think they're entitled. I think they don't know really how to penny pinch. I think they believe that they're supposed to be able to eat the best of the best. You see, I've eaten green beans for dinner. That's right. Because that's all I had in the refrigerator. I couldn't even have ramen noodles with that. There was no more ramen noodles. There was green beans. And I had no money to go to the Coney Island and purchase food because I had to pay rent. I had to keep my lights on. And that's all I had was a bag of frozen green beans in my refrigerator. And I remember I steamed them up and I put green beans on the pot. I put some salt and pepper and I was just eating green beans for dinner. And Like, I didn't even eat the whole plate of green beans that I made because I didn't want to eat green beans. Like, nobody wants to eat vegetables like that. But I've been down bad before on that level. And I didn't complain and ask anybody to do anything for me. I just made it happen. I just remember that time, and it wasn't that bad, right? I did what I had to do. But a lot of people feel like they shouldn't have to go through that. Most importantly, a lot of people feel like they shouldn't have to humble themselves and go back home. I tell people all day, why are you sleeping on the street? Why are you sleeping in your car? Go home. Nobody told you to move out to LA. Nobody told you to move down to Miami. Go back home. A lot of homeless people have family. Yep. And those family members have a home. Let me tell you the problem. I've heard somebody say, I can't live with my family. I can't live with my mama. And then I can't live with my dad. And I'm like, why not? Oh, they got a way about them. I can't deal with that. And it's like, so you homeless. So you don't have to be homeless. You are just so rebellious and you're adverse to authority. You got a problem with authority is your problem. You don't want nobody telling you what to do. You don't like to listen. You hard-headed. And we got a place for you. It's called the street. Go ahead, lay on it. Go ahead, lay down on that concrete. We have a place for you rebellious, stiff-necked, hard-headed people. Life is gonna show you. That's why most of y'all homeless, because y'all don't like authority. Literally, there are so many homeless shelters that are not filled to capacity. They not filled, but yet you got people in the street. You know why? Because homeless shelters have rules. They got rules that you have to abide by in order to be there. They tell you, hey, get here by this time. You don't get here by this time, you're on the street. Guess what? People be on the street because they don't want to adhere to the rules. Hey, no drugs, no smoking, no drinking, no alcohol, no acting crazy. Y'all got to listen. I'm going to just be on the street. Cool. Go and be on the street. Until we want to clean that street up, then we need you to get off the street. And if you don't listen, if you're going to just be disorderly, we got another place for you. We got a small little box, concrete wall for you with some bars. It's called jail. Yep. And this is because you have a problem with authority. You have a problem listening to people tell you what to do. You better get over that. You better learn to humble yourself. You better go home. Think about the prodigal son. I ain't even read the rest of it. We gonna get to the rest of the story, but think about it. My man was in a famine. He was down bad. He looking at pigs eat better than him. And they give pigs the leftover slop, filth, right? He humbled himself, went back home, right? And life was great. He was greeted by a loving father who kissed him, clothed him with the most luxurious robe that he could find. He told the servants, get the best one. Don't bring no rags. Put my son in silk. Put him in the bed. Put him in that velvet, that red velvet. Wrapped him up. He said, go get a ring. They like, a ring? He like, go on my room, get the jewelry out. Put the jewelry on him. I want him to feel rich. I want him to feel welcome. He said, get the fattened cow. You know what it means to get the fattened cow? Because they had cows. He said, go get the biggest one. Get the one we've been massaging. Get the Wagyu, right? He said, get that Kobe beef. Get the Kobe beef, right? That's what he told them. They massaged it. It was the fat one. And they slaughtered that bad boy, and they got to celebrating and having a festival, a feast, a party, a celebration. Because he said, my son was dead. We thought the boy was gone. It was over. I grieved the loss of my son. Now he was lost. Now he's found. He's alive again. What you mean? You back home, right? Let me continue reading the story. It says, now his older son was in the field. As he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called out one of the slaves and asked what was happening. The slave replied, your brother has returned, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he got his son back safe and sound. Look at that. Even the slaves knew, like, the fat one. You know the fat one? You know that Kobe beef? They're like, okay. Let's read on. Look what the brother says. Hold on, where was I at? It says, but the older son became angry and refused to go in. His father came out and appealed to him, but he answered his father, look, these many years I have worked like a slave for you, and I never disobeyed your commands, yet you never gave me even a goat so that I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came back, who has devoured your assets with prostitutes, I told you he was tricking it off on hoes. You killed the fattened calf for him? Oh, listen. The brother, I'm gonna keep it a bug. The brother has a legitimate grievance, right? He like, hold on, bro. Hold on. He like, yo, this dude done tricked off all the money on hoes. He ain't just make bad investments and like it was bad luck. He went out on some dumb junk, tricking off he simped out. He out here paying all the single baby mama's rent, tricking all the money off on hoes, right? And he's like, you never gave me a goat. The fattened calf, you slaughtered the fat calf. You never gave me a goat that I could go celebrate with my peoples. So I could be like, yo, we living life. You ain't give me nothing. I've been working like a slave hard, right? He flexed on his father like, yo, this is BS. I ain't going in there. Him. That's what he said to his brother, about his brother. I ain't going in there. I'm straight. That's what he's saying, right? But it says, then the father said to him, son, you are always with me, and everything that belongs to me is yours. It was appropriate to celebrate and be glad, for your brother was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found. Listen. When somebody is bad, this is the reason why I even wanted to talk about this. Is a lot of times when I would hear this story, right? The story in the parable is a reference to your relationship to God, and a lot of people leaving God and going to live their life, and they leave the protection of God and they go out into the world and they be on some bullshit, right? And the parable is when you find yourself out in the world, because the world is an ugly place. It's cold. It can be very ugly. When you find yourself out here spiritually starved, looking for food, right? You just have to remember your father. He's rich. And the people under him are also rich and overflowing with food, right? Spiritual food. And if you humble yourself and you go back to God, God basically will embrace you with open arms, and it will be a celebration. You'll be clothed in the finest of garbs. You'll be also rich. You'll be fat. They slaughtered the fat calf, that Kobe beef. You had the best meal ever. They drank, they ate good food, they partied, they was looking good and smelling good. It was live, right? So this is the reference of the parable. But on another side of things, when I looked at it, it was always to the people that leave God, to say, hey, you can always return back to God. See, some people are the prodigal son, right? And to have hope that people will come back. Okay, so I wrote this and I wanted to touch on this. It says the other lesson is that the father, without question, gave his son his inheritance and allowed him to go out into the world. All right, couple things happen, right? As parents, we have to recognize that our children are our own people. They're their own people, and eventually they're gonna have to live their own life. As a parent, hopefully you've poured into them everything that they needed. But we can't protect our children from themselves and their own desires for the most part. At some point, they may be like the prodigal son. They may go out into the world and destroy everything. And we may want to get in their way. We may want to stop them. And we do our parts to kind of keep guard over our children and not just let them do whatever they want, right? But at a certain point, sometimes our children, they got to go and find out. They got to F around and find out. The goal is for them not to suffer because we want to keep our children from suffering. But the lesson that I got from this is how the father was, allowed that to happen. But at the same time, he welcomed the son back with an abundance of love and forgiveness, right? So he allowed his son to basically go out into the world and fall on his face. And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have loved ones and people in our life that we try to hold back from suffering, from self-inflicted wounds that they cause to themselves, right? We try to stop them. Hey, don't do that. You shouldn't do that. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't do this and that. And at a certain point, sometimes we just gotta let people fall on their face. It's like, I told you, I did my part, right? I did my part. You got to go and find out. But the flip side is when these people go, and this is in showing that God-like love, right? This is that agape, what they talk about, that level of love and forgiveness that you have. That in my mind, I think only parents know what this is. I think only parents have this level of love for their children. Outside of that, you may have never experienced this level of love. You maybe never dealt with anybody in your life that you would let go out into the world, do the thing opposite of what you told them to do, and for them to come back to you broken and you embrace them. Not what I told you so. Not what a look at you. You jacked up. I might be able to help you, but you gonna have to listen to me from now on. I didn't catch that in the parable, by the way. The father didn't even say, now listen, you don't leave again. I didn't even hear that. I just heard him say, yo, you was dead. You are found. You was lost. You found. You alive. Whew. Meaning you went out there and that could have killed you. I'm so grateful that you're alive, that you had the wherewithal to come back. That's all that matters. We're going to figure everything else out. And so the father embraced the son with so much grace and so much love. He put the best robe on him. He didn't halfway help him. Now, a lot of people got people in our lives that maybe we said do X, Y, and Z. They didn't listen and they went off and they fucked around and found out. And then they came back and they was like, yo, you was right. And all we got for them is like, yeah, I tried to tell you. And it's like, yo, well, is it, maybe you can put me on. Like, I know we was in a singing group and I said we wasn't going to make it and I just wanted to do my own thing. And now you big and bag and you rich and you famous. You know what I'm saying? Let me just be security. And the nigga be like, yeah, you security, nigga. You get that nigga the lowest job. Like, yeah, that nigga that should have listened to me. Versus a dude being like, hey, bro. Versus a dude putting dudes on, right? Nah, bro. You used to do music too. I'm going to give you a deal. I'm going to just pay for everything. We're going to do a music video. I'm going to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I'm just glad you here. Some people, that's love right there, right? And I think the two lessons is humble yourself like the prodigal son and remember that your father has riches. Remember that there's people, whether it's your mother, your father, your aunt, or your uncle, your brother, siblings, whatever, there's people that got something that can assist you. But you got to humble yourself. You got to come back like, yo, I sinned against heaven and I sinned against you. I was on some BS. I had a bad attitude. I was talking crazy. I didn't want to listen to you. I wanted to do things my way, but it didn't work out. Now I'm coming back a little bit humble. I'm not coming back saying you owe me anything. I'm saying, hey, let me cut the grass. Let me rent the room out. Let me work for it, right? You got to humble yourself. And you'll find that the people on the other side of that will be glad that you're back, and they would love to help you. They would love to be a source for you, a resource for you, right? Yeah. Shout out to the prodigal son. Shout out to the father with the 2 sons. And eventually the older brother, he softened up. You know, I'm sure he softened up. He had to come to realize, like, because like the father said, hey, don't trip. You were with me the whole time. While he was out there suffering, you was here living a good life. Everything I have is already yours. What you talking about? Remember, that nigga blew his he blew his inheritance. Like, everything is yours. Anyway, what else I got? Are we ready for a world where the winner of a beauty pageant is not actually beautiful? All right, we finally hit 1 hour. I'm not going to edit this video that much. I should have went live. I should have just did a live stream. I am going to go live. I'm going to take off this tie. I'm going to go through my DMs. We're going to do another social media live stream and get it popping before my mom get here. But let's stop right here and just get this popping. That's all I got to say. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to get ready for the next thing. And yeah, Prince Amir out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully you made it to the end of the video. That's all I got to say. Peace.